Enchete for name Mama Kwaba Angela from Kumasi 96.1. Obejoini o Facebook Angela from Kumasi 96.1. YouTube no air Talk More GH TOKMOGH. Boss player Classico weekend. We had them cry said the Niakano and they had the biggest match or what the match be a shower in your attention and chain the Classico. Arguably the two biggest clubs in the world now. Boss player Omushia. Osha Classico we are Spice kakra Spice wa Classico
this particular Classico.
Spice pa. Now Ediantina Spice firstly the AC last season. Real Madrid etna ama Barcelona asho 4 consecutive times. Omo be concede goals maku 16 against omo direct rivals in 4 matches.
Averagely 4 goals per game.
4 goals per game.
Just bad.
Bad.
Just bad.
It's last season. No man is here. No. And the additional spice. No. Abba Classico ni. It's Omunyina obi expect to say Real Madrid bet to me bounce back. And I been so expect to say Barcelona bet to me to more dominance over Real Madrid. So that is the first idea. Ama spice album. The second idea no so ya Lami Yaman so statement na eba no about kwanya na all Real Madrid and referees and wansem no and also amabufo kakra ba Real Madrid camp so almost person mu ko prove say almost ball no omunimbo
nya referee na boa
enya referee na boa mu enya bibia sa it is sad no so ama spice no asa bam and lastly a point gap between the two of them to say 2 points Real Madrid win here 5 points Barcelona win here onun mo makwa first akwatwe Real Madrid mu 1 point. It was a Classico way, a normal womb.
Yeah.
From the AC last season to Lami Yamal statement and to points gap near that 2 teams in Intermoa. Barcelona saw all quarter first, not Real Madrid move 1. Real Madrid saw all widening gap near the about 5 points. No,
so you're talking points, Kakra. Okay.
Then free and normal ama spice abdominal. Now boss player you tactics last season. Barcelona dum Real Madrid.
Oh yeah. I can't so be a dufuni pa.
Omu dufu Real Madrid papa.
Total dufement pa.
Enye easy.
Muye.
Super Cup no. Bia. Kenya says in the red card na. Kabana Real Madrid fans into me kasa. Because send a 5th goal ni siba antem no. Na onslaught no ebe too much. Edi amati my friend Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid fans no more expect say omu players no boss player omu make a statement in this game. Say Osha last season and one man Barcelona dominating Real Madrid no. Yamo miensa peso. Miensa no bako pressing. Sadie we ukaya menu mienu di hon komo after the 4th Classico ne course no. Say Real Madrid ese 2-0 in that 4th Classico no. For about 20 minutes, no one to mean touching a ball. Barcelona a half. Because Omojibwana the pressing na Barcelona they couldn't bypass the press or they couldn't manipulate team friend Barcelona for pressing. It's pressing a key factor. Both player the entire 4 Clásicos near ball last season. Baku pe and a Real Madrid about close to manipulating team friend Barcelona pressing, and that was in the Copa del Rey second half. And your first half, second half of the Copa del Rey, and Real Madrid to be manipulating Barcelona pressing. It's the first thing pressing. The second thing Barcelona the artificial transitions and another Real Madrid for. The first Classico, 4 goals nearby. The last 2, Lami Yamal Diano and Rafinha Diano, artificial transition. Beti Real Madrid normal press, normal ballon ball. Na Lewandowski Arini, na Koto defensive line neti, na Lamimu running onto it, na Rafinha running onto it. The first goal no the take against Real Madrid in the Super Copa España, manipulating Real Madrid's press, taking advantage of the space now, a year behind the back line with Lewandowski through pass now, Odima Lami Yamal. It wasn't easy for Real Madrid. Last season, Real Madrid the pressing in yet. Omuja a lot of spaces in between the lines. And the gap kakaka aside on defensive line echi. It's a Hansi Flick and once or exploiting space no creating artificial transitions. That was the second thing. The last thing, Real Madrid for poor out of possession structure. Barcelona finding the ball in the Musa. Now the best thing for Real Madrid fans is a coach, Omasisano. Barcelona coach, Omasisano.
Okay, so Alonso first Clasico.
Any.
Interesting.
No. I feel no aba. And to try new things. Hansi Flick, on Sisano. The person, about the artificial transitions, they will try as much as possible to break down the block of team and friend Real Madrid. And Barcelona are very good at manipulating blocks. It is sound commodity way and a nearby bedi. Now you're starting free pressing. Boss play any come. Join your endless from Kumasi 96.1 Facebook.
Yes, Facebook.
Your book game no ha. It's now Korea. When we sending out
you the cowboy we cry.
Young the last Clasico in the league. Real Madrid 4% mu breaking Barcelona 4 pressing. And Ancelotti adio here and say or defending Valverde in the bubble goal kicks. And to share image Fede Valverde in the general goal kick in who oba bebo no.
Yes, on Facebook.
Vinicius, mami next image. Share chilena who picture of number 8. Fede Valverde oba bebo goal kick.
A deliberate plan.
A deliberate plan. Of Ancelotti.
Because nowadays, can you know my cry?
On to me for born into form more. Or the ball Barcelona for no, and Momo Kwam more. And the Aquam Besson obey no. And what about phosphor?
Now long ball no keep on me more long ball.
On to me more eminence you will be so.
Okay.
When about me about accurate long ball no. About long ball na come.
I bet it's a target.
A 10 quarter one. It was on a dinner ponechino. Vinicius mami next image na hadi.
Angel.
Ball kick in the air bano. Boss player baby a Vinicius in Mbappe jina. One baby omjina.
Okay.
Also can we build up build up from goal kicks one fa two strikers na now forward line no enkosi opponent to chrome. Esi wa chrome. Sana ye nim no. Atra cry just some meters behind line now it was center line.
Center line, yeah. Our opponent in half.
Our opponent in half. Atra no. But her baby a Vinicius in Mbappe jina.
I'm not 18 year box.
I'm not 18 year box. No didn't Ancelotti yes sir. Opesa oyi the compactness of Barcelona pressing if you sa wanfa we mu na ma me jina Barcelona opponent omo half. Na odom kojina ono ne half. Barcelona can keep the compactness of the press.
Okay.
And Barcelona press so compact about how I doing.
So or spread it.
Or spread the omo
press no.
Or spread the omo no space in between the lines. It was the Vinicius ni Mbappe be see opponents in Chrome. And I want to mean offside from goal kick.
Angel.
Your goal kicker when you're offside.
No offside, yeah.
It's we are Pau Kubasi. We are Eric Garcia, your wine our backline. You have to follow Vinicius name Mbappe mu.
Baby a ball Nico bia.
It's goal kick in the bar and Vinicius in Mbappe or Barcelona half. It's a defensive line. Omo pe high line. Now come here compact no more squeezy space. They have to drop the line above Mukrum. Sine be a Real Madrid benya spaces in between the lines. No more to me the year Juma. Where Ancelotti idea of breaking the press no. What try. In fact, last Clasico na dia oye ni. Xabi Alonso bet to me ye biana. Me throw the entire press ni important no. What try in fact and we use what dia we. Young Koya Chinian Copa de Reno. Angel. Second half. Near Shaquana Ancelotti, air force to break Barcelona for a pressing. Vinicius Fato Sumami. Yes, baby. The fullbacks of Real Madrid, Ejina. Ka fullback a dear. Ye be build up a couple Pushuku and Nimka. But when we need dear, Oma baby center back in Champe. And to share image, one baby, Frank Garcia Mujina.
I'm not John White.
I'm not Gina White. No, I'm not the yellow out to two almost.
Okay.
I'm not Gina Ben Kwana line. No,
so I'm crying a bomb and nim.
I'm a bomb and nim. Edientia.
Does it mean almost slow to start the build up from the back because of the press? Basa de Mao.
And you slow. A person breaking Barcelona pressing. We need to know the fullbacks not one. Ade we obehu bi nyambo ochena.
Okay, they see.
Angel. Obehu bi nyambo ochena.
Are Alonso at a similar plan never?
At a similar plan never. Entina me dey common start here free baby.
Oh, okay.
Alonso ayebi. Wayebi the tier ATM. You will see a similar plan. Now, Sadio we my friend manipulating distances. The entina my friend is Barcelona pressing on pressing from 9 and 10. Because 9 and 10 on pressing from so other striker no. Not the number 10 I can't no they are pressing. Okay. Now so pressing from 9 and 10 I mean is that the 7 and 11 are wide. On bet me stay wide. On one pressing is or pressing from the 7 and 11. It's wingers no and a baba press.
No 9 and 10 ni
no 9 and 10 ni chire. No fullbacks no abake pressing. It's fullback no free back line him. And no America eba forward line mo aba press. Now, say Carlo Ancelotti the fullbacks no. Eba ni mo it means say Kunde anybody mu ebe to me be ni fullbacks in them. But say or dropping the height of the fullbacks and you mo be in the center backs na. Distance no be tin for Kunde. Eti hwe imagine di also Frank Garcia baby ojina.
Yes.
Vinicius mami next image na ha de. Angel. Dennis Bios baby ojina ebeba so. Ye di nkomo ne kakran kan pese o te ade na si on baby I was saying Frank Garcia baby o saying eti mami next image. Di enti na ya ma na gina ho. Sa height ne awa Kunde be late in the jump. Sa distance ne tin timana. Wo di America na eba. By the time I obedu Frank Garcia, not Frank Garcia, Jibon up paganity area. A tuition image ya. Frank Garcia Jibon, wa paganity. As a move for Kunde. By the time I Kunde drew on, my next image, not Frank Garcia, Bob on the commandant's bios or the I say what you go. But Angel. The same thing appears in on the take. The same thing. Nuno Mendes drop it deep. Distance no for Kunde. By the time I Kunde be drawn, or ye late in the jump. Etu obeduru ono no Mendes abobo ono kwa dia koma Bradley Bakola da na space kakraka da wachia omukwa exploit etu also Frank Garcia Jebono he has time, he has space because the distance now Kunde cover na edoso dodo etu why late in the jump etu obetumi about the pass no forward about pass no forward why the general or Dennis Bios di intina ni mfimfinya over wide area. That is what we call double width. Wide area no obetumi ma fullback nko afa a single width nipa bako but the moment a be fullback any other person on the wide area no a double width. Now winger na player baba be ka fullback no wide area no or serve as a passing option for the fullback. It was ball na paganity na Kunde wache metumi pagya meti abo forward pass no me bo forward pass na why am dey koma no me dey koma winger. Now winger ni ball na he's in a 1v1 he can manipulate the press through the dribbling. The dribbling and carry no action. And now say fullback ni betumi asam man supporting one. No bobo ni dia tune ni no afa no de ekọ Nuno Mendes die ni bi. Mo hwa ni Xabi Alonso be use we bi. It is one of the most effective tools against Barcelona pressing. Adjusting the height of your fullbacks, dropping them low, increasing the distance for Kunde and Bade. Somebody to me Akovano. On being late in the press, into what to me about first pass, not forward. The entire maker say Real Madrid AAB, Famiko Xabi Alonso against Diego Simeone ATM. Rebebia Carrera Signano. Initially, Nanko Orban enim. A Hona no air now say or quality Vinicius yen intentem na and some no adults. Or yen now say or quality. Or quality now what dropping the heights in Eddie Belchini. On baby Ojinano. Mami next image or be quality. On way Giuliano Simeone ku here winger. And no cross distance na wamano. No Kunde or fullback. Winger no ne bay attacking line. Or no cross distance na the man. No Kunde no ye fullback no what defensive line anymore. Enso to America bebre ababeto Carreras. Aha. And a Real Madrid advantage back wo so between them manipulating the pressing of team and friend Barcelona. And omuye bit here ATM. I'm expecting say between ye be e de team your friend Barcelona. Manipulate the distances for Barcelona fullbacks no mun to America bebre. Omu to America bebre no kra besa mo mabre. E di Carreras je ball no boss player otumi apaganity obaba for pass no e de ma branch friend Vinicius je ball na obetumi atwe nipa no odi n'achi no and obetumi pass ball no e de akwa komo obi e won finfi no as simple as ABC yansa ni nkomo foforo Barcelona pressing no ni made ba ko ese tumi omo because of say omo pressing from the 7-11 in static situations they are able to lock in man to man. Me say in static situations Barcelona are able to lock in man to man.
Static situations they believe
goal kick. Yenye jina fa kwa fe de be
static play.
Ye be static play. Eti ombetumi lock in man to man ne kama. Now what is the problem? So what take a goal kick in tema? We a quick restart of the goal kicker. Barcelona to me lock in man to man. It goal kick in bed to on our own chance no bonnet goal kick in tem. By the time Ababono afena kunde muni di America ba afena la mi ama be pusi akwe omunyan settle ye because Makato said Barcelona pressing structure and every player is covering a big distance obi e cover distance kakraka etu bo go kicking in tema obetumi manipulate omo pressing no one thing appears in use here and I'm expecting Sergio Alonso ebetumi use now Sergio Alonso use no we mu nyina the 4-2-2-2 build up shape no emanu tools be able to media manipulate Barca pressing for image no to smame now the 4-2-2-2 build up shape no any weight our the attacking line it won't mean stretching opponents no but boss player because of say a narrow structure no vacated a wide area for runners also 4-2-4 obi gina 10-10 wa ho winger bi gina 10-10 wa ho ba winger bi ani ho it's a 4-2-2-2 Sa 4-2-2-2 no Vinicius ko achi ba akoma me. Sa 4-2-2-2 no space kakaka da wide area ho. Eti the moment Real Madrid betumi abobo on dia komo center backs. Ano betumi abobo on dia komo full backs no. One in any player betumi run dia fast channel nim. Ami abobo on dia ma no. Eti hwe against Marseille 4-2-2-2 structure. A more overload in the midfield. Dada, also more bodies in the midfield.
Yes.
You can win the second boss in the midfield. But wide area no be anyone you can't stretch opponents no.
What sacrifice wide areas?
What sacrifice wide area no? For so benya more numbers e won fifi.
Okay.
But some wa die bi because of some players any wide area hoda no. Obi betumi about the running their wide areas.
I go far at any time, okay?
Etu obi je ball na. Wey a simple idea no betumi aye. Obi ball ne ba Dani Carvajal and obi obebo right back. Se Federico Valverde na bebo. Bellingham betumi run the abefa wide area ho na pull DM baako na create passing lane dia koma Mbappe and Vinicius omogia ombetwon we Kubasi we hwan we ne wa wunim dada 1v1s in they are excellent in that. It is how 4-2-2-2 no and one kasa kurasa one strength on his own
advantages bia side
betumi dia amati my friend Real Madrid ti Barcelona pressing no e ya dia omudi beat Real Madrid last season. But Real Madrid should be making sure say they can manipulate that person. Or manipulate here. I want to talk a crabba. Manipulate here. To high line. To high line. I know about to nechi. Manipulate be about to high line because omono Barcelona pressing. You're breaking the first line of pressure. Oh, who says or drop ubanechi? Or be keeping line star. In order to me abono e dia fanichi. Now. Obi baka se maka Barcelona pressing no wan se bebre na Real Madrid dey answer.
Yes.
Real Madrid pressing this season far better than last season. Last season the number pressing dey nyame nim no kore ni boss player ahwekora no ani ya players no bia number bi opebia e benya committed.
Yes.
Put pressure on the ball. But this season to me who that commitment
so boss a unit
in terms of putting pressure on the ball. And obey. Now this Real Madrid team and Marseille is coached by Roberto De Zerbi. Arguably the best build-up coach in the world. Obi Antono. The template na say Obi use wo wiase no.
Oh, okay. De Zerbi build-up no Obi use wo wiase no. Bait the press and why De Zerbi sam. Eti ocha Real Madrid da. Oni De Zerbi ma say any boy. Or press De Zerbi ma say na Marseille particularly in the first half. Over 16 turnovers and Real Madrid here in that match. Now wo Barcelona team o ye press wa o breda. One baby and come on one. De Zerbi no yeah master of the press no.
Or yeah master of the build up.
Master of build up brother.
Ya press na ma or boche.
Or 30.
Now wa wo no ya press wa. Now wo bosim dada.
ne nkomo baako a ha Barcelona phone na nipa baako a sabe tafrache boss player ne hunye mehi pa was adie wo cheshes
Angel goalkeeper no
on ready game ne baako say boss player on misplaces 6.4 passes. One Garcia, the previous keeper, was misplacing 2.7 passes. That is 4 more passes than one Garcia. It's on ready game and one so born along. And yet Sana Barcelona is so far because they have to chase the ball more. Almost when you no. But what in it's a whole problem about
ball playing.
We ball playing.
To me, it's not bonus so I was say starting
initiated third man no. A bet opponents no.
Free people.
But no no born along. One man along go born wide. It's a more Barcelona kura.
On used to say ball playing.
No. But Barcelona no so dia oye say. Although sometimes and most of the time they struggle against teams are common to man. Rayo they struggled. Sevilla they struggled. PSG they struggled. Dia at Barcelona this season. But omonso no omonim kwan obefa so hit space na obeja wo backline echi no. Barcelona artificial transitions in pa. For me come say match no boss player say match no. Center backs of Real Madrid they were aggressive in their pressing. Omo follow opponents no. Et opponents no drop kwa no di n'echi. O drop na di n'echi I mean say ebe create tokro e wo backline nim. Sa tokro no eno na Hansi Flick pe no. Eno na Fermin Lopez mo pe no. Eno na Rashford mo pe no. Eno na Ferran Torres mo pe no. It's why you say you are pressing Barcelona high. So on struggle. But on bet to me hit that space with ease, with some quickness be bet you are not born down net. And what's in the last season artificial transitions now one of the things that Barcelona follow you super editor Real Madrid. And say Xabi Alonso o press Barcelona year they will struggle. But o press year kurano. O bet to me about one long ball be there two space mama runner ama wababe hawadrin and Barcelona pressing on bet to me use on build up on bet to me use 4-2-1-3 or 4-2-4. Now 4-2-1-3 no the number 10 no call attacking line so direct obejina between the pivot and the striker in term and one of problems na starting so ojina it is either you are picking him up it has a center back be jumping
yes
and answer un jumping one champion be free man obaba be jibo na dan ni die pian wo champion what create space our backline it's Real Madrid very cautious of team and friend Barcelona build up no this season you who press on man to man on babache target says around whenever target no more ball no tonkene but so one long ball be fat ne so be so they are hitting that space behind your backline no, with some directness be over football no e dey feel boom. This is one thing about Barcelona for ne. Baby a me yem se me pa for Barcelona. Eni aduru. Na boss player this season yen na eji tum say Barca defense ne nye. Yen na eji tum. Boss player last season Barcelona a defense no cohesion no na wo ho, pressing no wo ho, counter pressing no na effective. Eti e ma high line no etumi ye adwuma. Pressing ne high line no untumi fa ba ku nya ba ku. A kobom, o press here and a high line here effective. Yes. One press here, you expose the back line. Last season, not Sadia no. It's last season when him team power Barcelona two more offside kese. Na Real Madrid 25 times. In that format is no more bueno. Barcelona catch Real Madrid 25 times in offside positions. The baby say was a high line is our pressing. Are you cohesive throughout the season? A bit to me catch Real Madrid offside the Sabiu. That is the first question. Now the second question is the amount of space at Barcelona did more opposition, you know. The amount of space at Barcelona did more opposition, you know. Because I won't say the Real Madrid struggle against low blocks or struggle against mid blocks. But so when your transitions are new, because the players, you know, among who are they pay in space. Team and the players are what they pay in space. Now what would defend their summer opponents in this space? But a deadly combination. A 2 year Barca fan may cast somewhere at all. Oko heba or no. Now who defense need to sell Levante the enemy? Who defense need to sell Rayo the enemy? Who defense need to sell Sociedad second half? Girona first half. Sorry, no coffee.
And I'm not saying that here. Those games are all canon.
So much space. No pressure on the ball holder. No pressure on the ball carrier. Vinicius mami images ni bi. Oko who defense ni to say severe first half and say sorry ne kofi because who dey ni wo na beko. The individual quality of Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham making those runs no in behind, Mbappe making those runs in behind, Adagula picking those passes no. Boss player a hard dream kwanim mami. A hard dream. It is a Barcelona person who prevented that space now. Omomana, the pressing should be very, very intact. Omo keep structure and money cohesive. Send a bear and mahala and enya exposed. The hard dream Quran say sometimes and yes a born no crown to hala and et you. And within the structure of Barcelona na Barcelona structure now when space is them against Rayo. Rayo player come to me about simple pass they are come if you want they come the player. But on say hala and it's space there chile no about the core wide area no be stay in an offside position no about bobo need the attempt no matter tap in Mbappe be didi. So to also say yeah Mbappe be didi because obe stay in the offside position stretch in the wide area no now near bobo na attempt no tap in connect. Barcelona should defend well. Omu defend said omu defend here at least in the second half of the last Clasico. And just Sadia, what my opponent 25 big chances. Girona no bobo on your 3 big chances. Girona worry you. Only Real Madrid only Barcelona bobo no in your big chances with ease. So quality no man take you, but you are coming to meet an enormous quality.
Yeah.
Woman 1 obesaw, woman 2 obesaw. And when me problem ni nyina about this Clasico. Sakete last season na Barcelona press no ye intact. No me ye compact kama. No more press ball hold and the ball career na. Ka problem be any ho. But this season they are being exposed. Structure and space is bebre them and the back and the high line no, is getting exposed. We just said Real Madrid boss player ebe hard win ye pa. Real Madrid for no so boss player. Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, asam kakra bi na mo ka kire no. Barcelona, nim low block, nim mid block manipulative rough. I think in terms of Europe, they are one of the best teams. Say omu break it down blocks. They take a lot of risk. A tubo low block, obo mid block na. Ombe to me breaking it with ease. Now, a dear Barcelona team way, 18 teams are omu defend one in a 4-4-2. And now in a 5-3-2. 4-4-2, 5-3-2. Alonso kwayana who back 5 for sama. Na sobayesi. Back 5 no, it comes with a narrow midfield. Some narrow midfield no Barcelona bet me circulating the ball around the narrow midfield sa. And this season so in the pressing no Mbappe and Vinicius bois. But in a subtle defense in a zonal block Mbappe and Vinicius moi. Against Juventus ABC. Mbappe and Vinicius, they don't help in the zonal block. Vinicius, mama ball full back no. It is how yes narrow midfield now. They will circulate the ball around you on the Howard Yepa because this Barcelona side, they know how to unlock low blocks, they know how to unlock mid box.
The more they pass the balls, no more well down.
More well down.
Yeah.
More central overloads, baby. Omu overload Santa no with either side left wing and ever inside. They use a lot of counter movements. Bako dropping, bako running. A any problem for Real Madrid because omu defenders and step it up. Now creating space for backline him just like Lewandowski first goal last season. First Clasico no only Lewandowski goal no. Omu drop it by any creating space na Casado bottom. So Real Madrid defense no. The omu yeti Juventus the omu ko ye bia 05 mamesa image boss player image. Again, Juventus, compactness in the Vicious in Mbappe na Akokam. Okay, where the Barcelona more players in between the lines. They have the individual quality of Frankie, of Pedri to break the lines, find Firmino and Rashford more pockets in on the how. Against ATM, the same thing. 5-3-2. Satuameni kwasa backline man, not just space kakrakawa backline in him. You can't be doing that against him and friend Barcelona. Xabi Alonso no any year because Barcelona found the oya least mistake me
punish
or so 1-2
na
BB as BB out can won now but 3-4 match I think say both fans and optimism anywhere for two teams and because of how as our performance in SCI but I think say Mama Real Madrid 51%. When get am the 1% in the
man. One free.
And your highline no. Injuries no.
Basa injuries no.
Emra Kunde when you knock. Frankie Dion one training on Thursday, Friday pen training. One Garcia ni ho, Rafinha ni ho, Lewandowski ni ho. Man say it na. No more some papa.
Oh, but say almost equally good players.
There be equally good players no. Not starters be ni ho boss player. Kunde nya knock. Frankie and training on Thursday, Friday no training. Rafinha ni ho, Lewandowski ni ho, starting goalkeeper ni ho, one Garcia.
I'm saying, Basa for a critique excuse button not.
And when you excuse, but I want to swat it.
Yeah.
On drink.
Oh yeah.
These are important players. These are key players. Starting frontline trainer or the cell no. Me anu ni ho. Lewandowski ni Rafinha ni ho. It's supposed to take advantage of this situation. No, first no. And into the minimum 51%. No.
Okay, Governor. Me was say here twice with no time to waste. Yes, Nani. Yes, you room
fast na. Ini nkomo kakra.
Ye.
Meba Elclasico no so.
Yeah.
Meba so later. Big Eddie can all the analysis, tactical side and nyina, but meba no so. But e pese ye din nkomo ketu ma ko. Wa me ni san nkomo wi. Also from Wednesday dey ba nyina no. Player back on once about Pai Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, Mo Salah.
Reason is Liverpool winning against Eintracht Frankfurt. And there was a boy so called Passima from Vit our passing. And I'm a Pia started more question Mohamed Salah. The seriousness as a player. And again, almost every time Mohamed Salah said, fans need to be free say as a Salah was the modern bono above form nti yes also or sacrifice some other players in be but Marco Esther Salah on a part of Salah no when you happy at all as a player if you say adia wa yamali put him no sacrifice was yamali put him no and you want a passport na watching also dingina has to do with performance at club on a in recent times. Because Liverpool before Frankfurt, no more 4 games here. No Omon Shebi, Omon Drobi. Losing against Team FNO, Crystal Palace by 2-1. Lose against Galatasaray in the Champions League by 1-0. Ube Lusuye against Chelsea in the Premier League or Frankfurt League. Also at Tenerife Anfield, Lusutia will act rival Manchester United or Anfield any usual.
Yeah.
Anfield United about the last 5 years went to me show. Show for the first time almost 5 years. Was a little 4 at Waswa any normal on a part of the club, Liverpool Football Club. So pressure one about team so.
Yes.
So team modern bono form. Again, the team in Korea. It's almost single out the starman. Because Mohamed Salah this season, the performance almost goes, you know. Who Salah years or train bear 3-4 players ya or take play bear 3-4 on. Then start to see I don't know. Salah started as a good dribbler. It will be a name from FC Barcelona days ya. Mourinho did about Chelsea Football Club. But Ochakia Salah about Liverpool since 2017. After the first 2 seasons, they are kind of goals.
Why more direct?